What's up, guys, and welcome back to another captivating episode of the Community Corner podcast. I'm Arnav.
And I'm Nikhil, and today we're going to be embarking on a fascinating exploration into the dynamic world of global business, delving deep into the profound impact of cultural intelligence.
In an era of unprecedented globalization, the ability to navigate diverse cultural landscapes has evolved from a mere skill to a strategic imperative. So in today's episode, we're going to unravel the significance of cultural intelligence in the global business arena, kind of understanding how it not only shapes success, but also fosters meaningful connections throughout.
Exactly. So why don't we set the stage up for our exploration? So by emphasizing why cultural intelligence transcends being just a buzzword. So how does it go beyond that surface level, Arnav?
Yeah, so it's kind of like transformative force in the realm of global business, right? So cultural intelligence is more than acknowledging surface level differences. It involves a deep understanding and appreciation of diverse cultures. In the intricate tapestry of global business, where markets are diverse and teams span continents, cultural intelligence emerges as a strategic advantage in business and even working together like with anyone alike. It's about fostering effective communication, building relationships, and ultimately achieving business goals in an increasingly interconnected world. It's not just about recognizing cultural differences, but actively leveraging them as assets for success. In the community that me and Nikhil are from, we definitely have a lot of cultural diversity in which the minorities that are around. Like, it's not a predominantly one race type community. We definitely have a diverse array of cultures compared to some other cities or communities in the U.S. like the Midwest or something. So I think as we've kind of grown up, we've kind of seen to appreciate the diverse cultures and kind of learn to work together, and just kind of that cultural intelligence when working together or collaborating with everyone as a community as a whole.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest considerations there is also communication. I think it's truly at the cornerstone of any successful business endeavor, or even in your personal, your personal day-to-day items, right? I think a lot of times cultural intelligence can influence communication strategies, and it can contribute to building strong, lasting relationships in a global context if done correctly, obviously. So I feel that cultural intelligence ensures that communication goes beyond being understood by resonating with diverse audiences. So this kind of involves very nuanced understanding of language, nonverbal cues, cultural etiquette, etc. In building relationships, cultural intelligence fosters trust, it fosters respect, and it fosters a profound understanding of the individuals and the communities involved.
It's not just about speaking. It's not about speaking, not just about the language of the words, but the language of cultural understanding. And I think let's kind of bring these concepts that we talked about to life with real world examples. So Nikhil, you mind sharing some of the compelling case studies of businesses that have excelled in depth into different cultural norms, and how did that kind of contribute to their overall remarkable success?
Yeah, so certainly. I think a great example is McDonald's. I know we tend to think of it as a traditionally American company. Obviously, it was started in the U.S., but if you think about it, McDonald's is almost all over the world. I mean, it's in, very, very large portion of the countries out in the world. And a large reason that they're successful is they had a good understanding of cultural intelligence. They were very culturally intelligent. So if you think about it, this is a global giant that successfully localized its menu in different countries, right? It aligned with local tastes and preferences by understanding and adapting to those cultural nuances. So they not only ensured acceptance, but they also built a very loyal customer base. So for example, I went to India this summer, and a large portion of the Indian population either doesn't eat beef or pork, or they're vegetarian. I believe, I want to say off the top of my head, it's the most vegetarian country out there, I think by percentage or whatever it is. But the point is, they had a lot of veg menu items. Now, if you ate in America, they don't really have those type of options. So what they've done is they've essentially appealed specifically to a very small, very specific niche of an audience by doing something differently in this country. Yeah. And I think another great example is Nike, right? They've seamlessly incorporated cultural elements into its marketing campaigns, and it's very much resonated authentically with diverse audiences worldwide. Like, I remember I watched there was a two-hour marathon race, I think. This guy's name is Kipchoge. I think he's from an African country, and so he's sponsored by Nike and all that. I think that just goes to show, as an example, that Nike's worn worldwide. Like, again, I went to India, like they have a Nike store and everything, and it's adapted to those specific needs.
And they they utilize cultural intelligence and the diverse array of their customers in order to maximize profits and maximize business revenue and maximize that communal impact that they have, kind of building like the Nike or, for example, McDonald's community as a whole. And it's kind of about transcending a one-size-fits-all approach and embedding products and services within the cultural fabric of their target audience. But business etiquette varies widely across cultures, right? So Nikhil, how does cultural intelligence guide businesses in navigating diverse business practices, and why is that so crucial for long-term success?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a very important thing to bring up, right? So I think cultural intelligence really helps businesses comprehend the kind of the subtleties of business interactions, right? I think whether it's negotiation styles, decision-making processes, or even the importance of relationship building before diving into business discussions, right? Companies that navigate and respect these nuances, I think, tend to build stronger partnerships and sustainable success in global markets. So I think in kind of one sentence, right, it's about understanding the journey. It's about understanding that the journey is often as important as the destination, I think, in many cultural contexts.
Mm-hmm. And as with any significant endeavor, challenges do arise. And so just want to kind of note on the challenges that businesses face in developing and implementing cultural intelligence and how that kind of contributes to building inclusive, diverse teams. And so challenges do often revolve around overcoming stereotypes, biases, and kind of fostering a culture of openness and continuous learning within these organizations. However, businesses that prioritize cultural intelligence not only overcome these challenges, but also build teams that bring diverse perspectives, ideas, and solutions to the table. And I think inclusivity becomes a cornerstone of their success and becomes a very deep value that's integrated and woven throughout their company culture. And so it's not just about understanding external cultures, but also fostering a cultural diversity and inclusion internally in the company in order to kind of understand that overall cultural global landscape. Overall, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I think another thing that's kind of important to consider is the future of all this, right? How is this going to adapt? How is cultural intelligence in the business world going to adapt in terms of importance, in terms of its effect, as the years go by? I think the future is very exciting in this area because with the world becoming more interconnected through technology, social media, etc., cultural intelligence will be at the forefront of business strategies, with more cultures being integrated, right? Many developed countries tend to have more diverse, bodies of people, right? In the US, I think it's projected that I think by the year 2050 or something that we're going to be a predominantly colored population, for people immigrating from places like Asia, Africa, Latin America, etc. And so we can anticipate more emphasis on cross-cultural training. Diverse leadership is important, and the integration of technology to enhance cultural understanding, right? Businesses that invest in these cultural intelligence practices, I think, will not only navigate the challenges of a globalized market, but will also thrive in it.
Mm-hmm. And it's a skill set that will only grow in importance as our world becomes more intertwined, which 100% will, especially through previous trends of increased industrialization, increased globalization, and it's only rising exponentially. And so I think on that, like a final say is, it's not just good for business. It's about fostering a world where diverse perspectives are celebrated. And I think on that note, thank you guys so much for joining us today. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for listening and tuning in. Until next time, keep exploring the ever-evolving landscape of global business. Cultural intelligence acts as a compass for success. Peace.
Thank you.